Hey team, this is the curriculum for February 23rd, and this is the last Sunday for the unit God is Holy. Next week we have a brand new verse for the month of March, and at the journey we just finished reading Leviticus and we started Numbers. So this week we're still going to be talking about the seriousness of sin with our preschoolers. And we're gonna explain a little bit more about the sacrifices that the Israelites had to make. All right, so for toddlers, stop 3 and 4, we are going to have the welcome. While everybody's checking in, you can just let the kids be comfortable and play with whatever they want. When you're ready to do story time, just sit them around. You can sing a little song. There's one here for the tune of Mary Had a Little Lamb. And you can say that God is holy. He always does what's right and good. And God sent Jesus because he loves us. And then you can tell the story. It's just a little bit more explanation on why they did sacrifices, what is sacrifice, and a few of the rules that God gave them. It was a big deal, those sacrifices, which makes it even a bigger deal, Jesus coming here to be the ultimate sacrifice for us. I hope we do not take that for granted. Okay, review. God is holy. He always does what's right. People make wrong choices. People do not obey God. God gave his people rules for worshiping him, and God sent Jesus because he loves us. All right, for the activities, I forgot the bow. We're going to give each toddler a colorful sheet of paper. We're going to pretend that's a gift. And you know those little bows with the sticky part on the back? You're just going to let them stick those bows and make a pretty colorful gift. And it's just to connect to the story that people would give, the offerings and the sacrifices would be like gifts to God when they wanted to say sorry because they made wrong choices. Okay? Don't forget to write the kid's name on the paper, send it home. And then the next one, we have sort cotton balls. There's going to be a lot of little white cotton balls, in your room. But among it all, there's going to be some that have some smudges of paint in them. And these are not perfect, okay? So what we're going to tell the toddlers to do is to sort through all the cotton balls and to get the ones that are not perfect and separate it. And then we can talk about the sacrifices. Some of the rules that God gave is that for his people to give him the best gifts that they had. And this is just to connect with the sheep. And then we can play clean the room. You can use wipes or paper towel or the little brooms that you have in stop 3 and 4. And you can say it again that God is holy. He only does what's right and good. And God wanted his people to be clean and holy like him. That's why they had the sacrifices, because we all make wrong choices, okay? And that's it for toddlers. For preschoolers, same story. We have the first little bit of welcome, and we have a welcome activity here. Oops, got hair in my eye. And one of it is follow the rules. And you're going to come up with some rules for your class. And you can write it on a sheet of paper, or you can write it on the whiteboard here in the kindergarten room. Sorry. You can write there, and the rules can be really silly. For example, I'm going to give you a couple examples. You cannot sit down unless you turn around, or if you want to ask a question, you have to bark first, or meow, or something silly like that. If you want to, I don't know, you can get creative. Or you can even have some serious ones, like if you have a friend talking, you don't talk. Or during story time, we have our rules, right? Crisscross applesauce, keep your hands to yourself, and that. And then you can say that we have rules at school, we have rules at home, we have rules here at church. Even in some games that we play, what happens if you break a rule? Then you can let the kids answer. And you can say, today we're going to learn a Bible story about what God wanted the Israelites to do when they broke one of his rules. And you go to a large group, and we're going to talk about sacrifices and offerings. And then when you come back, we have the journey journal. Everybody has one of these. If it's a brand new kid or a visitor, let us know. We have brand new ones. We want everybody to have one of these. And you go to to the page. You write the name of the next story. For example, this one is the last one. And then you can either let them write something, draw or write something about the story from today, the tabernacle and the offerings, or you can let them coloring the altar and glue to the page. Okay? By the end of the journey, we're going to have this full of stories, and hopefully the kids will appreciate that. And then we're going to play hide and seek offerings. We have little plastic sheep, and we have fake money, and you're going to tell everybody to close their eyes, and you're going to hide the treasures, and they're going to find a treasure, and just do that as long as you want. We don't really have a big craft. This Sunday, they're just doing the journey journal, so you can play this, or you can let the kids hide it, and then at the end of the game, you can say, good job finding all offerings and bringing them to the table. Do you remember from the Bible story, God's rules about offerings? Offerings are gifts people give to God, such as money, jewelry, animals, and grain. God provided a way to forgive his people through these offerings and sacrifices. Later, God sent Jesus to be the perfect sacrifice to take away sin. And you can go to playground if it's nice and warm. It is actually snowing right now, but I'm hoping by Sunday it will be a little nicer and not so wet and cold. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. If not, see you Sunday.